Hello again, everyone. So this week we're going to be looking at the initial phase of a guided reading intervention. And when you start off with a group of children and they are new to you, it's really important that you go through a few steps that's going to ensure that your learning session is going to be productive and it's going to have the desired impact that you want. So there's just 4 steps I'd like to share with you today. And the first one is, if you haven't seen the children before, phase 1 of it will be to orientate yourself with the children and know who they are. So introductions are really important, and there's no better introduction than a smile. So I would say that is the first way of really engaging with them from the start and interacting with them on a level that they can see, for them to be comfortable and for them to want to engage with what you are doing. Your body language is also really important, so you need to be relaxed so they can also be relaxed. And the positioning of where you are in relation to where they are. If of course it's online teaching, that will be a little bit different, and that is another video that we're going to look at in the next time we meet. So today we're just talking about face-to-face interactions, and that is phase 1. So the introduction is really important. Introduce yourself. First of all, make the children feel really comfortable. Make sure that when you start off, they're very clear about what it is that you are going to be doing there, why you are there, and also, more importantly, how they're going to be expected to participate. So the expectations are really important. Now be clear about that, because we want to inculcate a love for reading. We don't want to really put them off. So we want to start off by using really the appropriate language. Make it exciting, make it engaging, use your energy levels to engage them quite quickly, and also to settle them. If you have a dynamic that is a little bit frivolous, or children are not really settled before you want to start, just remember to use their bodies, use your facial expressions, use interactions and interactive activities in order to get them ready and settled for the reading experience. Then step number 2 is you have to introduce the learning objective. The learning objective is really important. They have to know what it is that you're going to be doing. And it might well be that you're reading for enjoyment. You're just reading a story to them because you want them to inculcate a love for reading. Or alternatively, it could be that there's a clear directive as to what it is that you want to achieve in terms of the comprehension from that. So you must then ensure that there's a learning intention and share that with children. Step number 3 will be the actual reading. So when you introduce the topic, there has to be a hook. So if it's an exciting book and there's really good illustrations and pictures, it would be really good for you to actually show the book to them and make sure that they can see what it is that the book might be about. So you're creating a bit of anticipation, and you're also creating a precedent that they need to focus and listen. So questioning at this stage is important. So a few leading questions as to what the pictures are about, maybe focus a little bit 1 or 2 deeper thinking questions, etc. And then you engage in a little bit of a discussion with them about what they think the book is going to be about, because that creates a precedent of anticipation. Then step number 4, you start reading. You have to have expression, and you have to read clearly, and your voice intonation has to be pitched correctly. You also have to remember that when you are reading to the age group, so it depends on the age group that's really young, you have to ensure that you pause occasionally so they can process it, so that you also think about the differentiation needs of the children at all times. And then lastly, on closing, after you've read the book and there's a lot of excitement, you then need to now think about what is going to be a next step for the next session. So it might well be that you've read a chapter and that you're going to read chapter 2. So then you ask them what they think is going to happen in chapter 2. Ask them a little bit about what they've read in terms, check their comprehension. Maybe give them a word from the passage that they might have found to be a little bit challenging, and ask them to bring that with them next week so that they can then have something to give back to you as feedback, but it also creates a really good starting point for you. So that's the initial stages of the first part of a reading intervention. Watch out for our next video, which will take us through a little bit more detail as to what the guided reading process will look like for younger children.